episode 293. Welcome back to all my Quest for You fans. So happy to have you back with me on this podcast. American Zen teacher Charlotte Jocko Beck said, "Life always gives us exactly the teacher we need. At every moment. This includes every mosquito, every misfortune, every red light, every traffic jam, every obnoxious supervisor or employee, every illness, every loss, every moment of joy or depression, every addiction, every piece of garbage, every breath. Every moment is the guru." Have you read Elizabeth Gilbert's famous book, Eat, Pray, Love? It's the story of the author herself and her search to find emotional healing and answers to her innermost questions. This takes her on a journey to Italy, Indonesia, and India. Along the way, she seeks out gurus, but surprisingly finds her answers in many different places and with other people that she meets. How often do we do the same? We take long trips. We look in faraway places. We pay lots of money for extravagant adventures. We search through the internet, high and low, spend hours on it. It's normal. When we face big challenges or encounter unexpected tragedies, we believe only something magic and extraordinary can help us. And I believe much of the searching has to do with the fact that we feel alone with our dilemma, that our situation is so much more complicated or different than that of others. And this then warrants a more complicated search. We feel we need a magic intervention to somehow find back to ourselves, to discover our purpose and find healing. Yes, I know. Some of the things we go through seem insurmountable. They seem unique to us, to only our specific situation. We Google, we read books, we ask a few close people, and when we cannot find an answer, we go further out. I've been very close, many times, to spending thousands of dollars on retreats and conferences and seminars that promise a path towards enlightenment. And I'm not telling you to stay away from them. Sometimes we do need something big and significant in order to see clearly. But before you go all out, my little episode today is meant to help you to find the lessons in your daily life that you might not be seeing. I have found just what the poem in the beginning states. Life always gives us exactly the teacher we need. Answers are often right under our nose, but we get so caught up in the search that we become blind to what's in front of us. We can go through life looking for our next guru. We can try to hire the best experts, and we can spend endless amounts of time seeking out those who seemingly have the answers to our questions. But what we often overlook is that the answers are there all along. They are in the most mundane tasks we perform every day, in the ordinary moments we don't even notice, and in the small details all around us that we disregard. They sometimes come from those people closest to us that we don't even consider asking, or they come unexpectedly from a stranger next to us on a train, or the barista at our coffee shop we see every day but never talk to. They are in the moments that fly by, the exchanges between others we observe, the novel we happen to read, or the situation we encounter at the office. All the experiences we have, directly and indirectly, teach us something. The strongest lessons, those with the greatest impact, are the negative experiences themselves. Those that stump us, that we blame on God, that we get lost in because we refuse to take responsibility for them. Almost every person honking at me on the freeway is a lesson to change my driving behavior. The dog that died in my arms years ago was a lesson on selfishness. My divorce taught me about relationships and about myself. Right there in the middle of all the biggest adversities also lie all the answers to our biggest questions. Hidden often behind a lot of pain, loss, and confusion, all of which makes us blind. We get caught up in pain first and then in the search for answers. Why do we miss them? Why don't we see what's right in front of us, what screams loudly at us? Stop being selfish. Start treating others with kindness and respect. Take care of your body. Stop smoking and drinking. Look for fulfillment, not just money. Give back. Why do we reach far and search long and hard every time life throws obstacles at us? Why do we get lost, fall into depression, resort to distractions, and avoid the actual problem? I think the answer lies in our expectations. The lesson to learn is often not what we want to hear, so we ignore it and instead look for something that meets our criteria. I find it amazing that we are willing to pay a ton of money, travel huge distances, and take out a lot of time so we can hear what we want to hear. But yet, we ignore all the lessons right in front of us because that would require taking some ownership. It requires taking a hard look at ourselves and being brutally honest. It also requires being present. All searching and planning is living in the future. Next month, during meditation retreat, that's when I will think about my life. No, life is right here and right now. The answer is often the problem itself. Something isn't working. Ask why. Someone is upset. Ask why. Roman philosopher Seneca's spectacular 2,000-year-old treatise on the shortness of life is a poignant reminder of what's so easily forgotten. He says, putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes and denies us the present by promising the future. The greatest obstacles to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in yours. What are you looking at? To what goal are you straining? The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. We don't find answers when we find the teacher. We find them along the way as part of our journey. We just have to look around. That's an easy step that we often miss. But that is what presence is. That is what living in the now means. It requires honesty, ownership, and dedication. It means taking this moment for what it is, and not pretending that it should be something else. How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. Annie Dillard wrote. So let's not spend our days and our life looking for the next teacher or the next guru. Let's be our own teacher and assemble our lessons from what life has given us, right now and in this moment. Much love.